The restart is the most critical time here, Bobby Gerhardt. He wants to get through the transmission. He doesn't want to get too big a gap and allow Mark Mitchell and the guys behind him to have some momentum when they catch him.
A shootout of our own here on speed. It's Bobby Gerhardt leading the field. He gets the green flag. He'll go up through the gears. Can he do it without making a mistake? We'll find out. Works his way through the tri-oval and has a great restart, but that could come back to haunt him.
He doesn't want to get too big a gap right there, but his car has been awfully strong. But if Jeremy Clements in the 3 car could pull right up on Mark Mitchell's bumper and they use the draft to catch Bobby Gerhardt at the right time, it may be enough to propel them by him. We'll have to see.
It looks like Jeremy Clements, almost a little bit anxious, was about to move out by Mark Mitchell. Look at the bump drafting going on down the backstretch.
Damon Lusk, the 55, pulls to the outside.
It looks like Kimmel's going to go with him. Now Jeremy Clement eases up the racetrack. They're side by side. Damon Lusk, Frank Kimmel on the outside. They're trying to get to the number 5 of Bobby Gerhardt.
Now this is what Bobby Gerhardt wants to look up in his mirror and see.
Side by side racing behind him.
Right behind him. He knows if they stay side by side, he's in great shape. But Mark Mitchell decided to stay with Bobby Gerhardt right on the bottom.
Wendy, what's going on with these cars up front?
Well, the 93 of Mark Mitchell and Jeremy Clements in the 3 right behind him, they actually are teammates of sorts. The 93 is in the backup car of Jeremy Clements, so they, of course, they're going to work together, and this is what you need. Remember, we covered it at the top of the show. It's about who your friends are at this point.
And Wendy, David Reagan is out there by himself, the only Roush Racing development driver in the field, but Ruler Brothers have put a great car underneath him. This car had taken 4 tires under lap 30 pit stops. They're just waiting their time. Time is now, of course, but they've been waiting all day for their opportunity to get in the top 5. They've been hanging to this point. Let's see what they got.
Oh, we got problems. Damon Lusk comes down, a hard hit. The number 9 gets spun around. That's Tim Russell into the wall hard. Damon Lusk was trying to come down. Frank Kimmel was just behind him.
I saw that coming, didn't you, Kenny?
Well, I didn't see it, but when you grabbed my arm, I knew something was going on.
Hard
It's a hard hit.
Tim Russell right there. That's Matt Hagan's number 9 car.
Also involved the 55 of Damon Lusk.
Such a good run going to Damon Lusk. He was trying to make something happen. He was in the top 5. He went to the outside. I thought was a good move. Frank went with him. Then they came off of 4 right at the entrance to the tri-oval. They started squeezing down there, and there was some contact.
Well, we touched it. This was a possibility just a minute ago.
That's a great sign, seeing Tim Russell climb out of that. A very, very hard hit.
Kenny, you've got a little business to do tonight?
Guys, I've enjoyed the heck of it. I'm way too nervous up here watching. ARCA is going to make a decision to throw a little red flag here, so we might probably get her cleaned up in the scheduled laps. But I got to go to the meeting for the shootout, so have fun up here.
Good luck tonight.
Good luck, Kenny, and thank you again for joining us up here.
Thank you.
We'll watch your car for you, Kenny.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it any longer.
Good sign, Damon Lusk being able to get out of his 55 car. What a tough break for Damon. Had such a good run going. You can see the frustration. You work all winter long to get here, like we talked about at the very top of the show, and you're within sight of a top 5 finish here with 3-4 laps to go, and something like that happens. No matter whose fault it is, it's just so frustrating.
Again, Damon Lusk had gone to the outside, was trying to get that second line to run. Looked as though Frank Kimmel was going to join him out there. He ran behind the 55 of Damon Lusk, and then it looked as though Lusk decided, well, this one isn't running too well. I might want to get back down, and we'll take a look at what took place then.
See Damon, the 55, he's going to pull back down, and see Frank really couldn't go any lower because the 31 of Timothy Peters was on the inside. Damon probably didn't realize that it was going to make it a 3-wide situation. If Frank Kimmel had not had somebody on the inside of him, Damon would have been able to drive down like that. They would have had plenty of room. Here's another look at it. You see Timothy Peters at the very last instant sticks his nose up beside of Frank Kimmel, and that's where the contact came right there.
Also involved in that's the 65 of Justin Marks. Justin Marks, one of the drivers trying to compete for a championship this year in the ARCA REMAX Series.
There's another hard hit. Thank goodness for the safer barriers. We touched on it earlier, Rick, and thank goodness for that. Here, we're going to get another look at it. You see Damon's coming down with a 55, and Frank would get squeezed in the middle, and there's a 65 right there with absolutely nowhere to go, Justin Marks.
Riding along, this is the 4 with Scott Lagacy, and that's what was taking place just behind him.
Here's Tim Russell right here. Let's see what his view. You see him right there, makes hard contact right into the safer barrier. Tough break. Remember now, all these guys are running in the top 10 inside of 5 laps to go at Daytona.
Everybody racing for position, wanting to have that top 10 finish, wanting to have that top 5 finish, doing whatever they can to get up toward the front.
You see all the damage right there. That's the right front spring right there. All that damage to Tim Russell's car.
I believe Jim Trado is caught up with a man who's a little bit in the know as to what's going on with our leader.
Yeah, it's Bobby Gerhardt's brother Billy, and